Hey guys, Greg here, coming out from behind the camera with today's episode of The Daily Stupid. Today's Daily Stupid comes from an experience I had this weekend. My wife and I were in Portland for a wedding, and I went to get her a cup of water. Now, you know, Portland is very animal friendly, very concerned with a lot of different social issues. And one of those social issues that they've taken up is the atrocity that we know as plastic straws. So of course, in my cup of water for my wife, I was given a paper straw. But the funny thing is my paper straw was given to me in a to-go cup. And yes, that to-go cup was made of plastic. Far more plastic than any plastic straw would actually end up consuming. I could say that's stupid liberal logic and make this a political conversation. Why do we need to make everything about political discord? Why do we need to make everything about name calling? Why do we need to make everything something that it is not? Pointing the finger at somebody else and ignoring the fact that, let's just be clear, a paper straw in a plastic cup makes about as much sense as, well, it doesn't make much sense at all.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
In St. Paul's letter to Titus, in chapter 1, verses 7 and 8, he talks about the role of the bishop. Now, don't get bogged down with the word bishop here. Bishop means someone who is a leader of the community. And he says that the bishop, as God's steward, needs to, above all else, be blameless. He goes on in verse 8, after saying what the bishop should not be, to say what the bishop should be. A bishop should be hospitable, a lover of goodness, a master of himself, upright, holy, and self-controlled.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
As warrior saints, people who are striving to be leaders of their communities, we need to take this to heart. Rather than always looking for someone to blame, it's time for us to become masters of ourselves. People who are self-controlled. God's stewards.
Gondor needs no king.
And that is precisely what we're trying to teach here at the Warrior Saint Movement. The Warrior Saint Movement offers you the Way of the Warrior Saint, which is a weekly teaching that comes to you directly into your email every week with practical, relevant, biblically based teaching to help you become God's steward, to practice what we call crucifixional living, death of the self for the sake of other. You can get on the Way of the Warrior Saint by simply clicking the link below, visiting us at www.warriorsaint.org. And for the cost of less than 3 lattes, you can get all of this powerful teaching, making you one of God's stewards. I hope to see you on the Way of the Warrior Saint.